Hi everyone, so welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna do another card reading on another case I've worked on already. I don't know why. I guess I just I'm so curious as to what the cards are gonna show with readings I've already done, if it validates it, if we get extra information or clarification. Now, no, I don't need cards, but yes, I want to use them for clarification, maybe a better idea as to what happened or what's going on with the cases. It's very much spirit led, as explained in all the other videos I've done like this so far. So I'm going to the cases that spirit's leading me to do this with, and because I'm a little like I should be resting right now. I've had a really long day, but for some reason I wanted to see what the heck I got for this, which I'm a little confused. So this is just me perceiving the cards. I may completely misperceive the cards, or I may forget to or I may not understand it now. I might understand it later. Um, sometimes when I stop and I think about it later after the video, it makes more sense to me. So again, this is just for clarification. This is entertainment purpose is only. This is in no way factual information. These are just, again, crime cards, and I'm doing them the way that I feel I want to do them. I need a bigger space, honestly, but I just got this desk so that I could do this, and it's not big enough for the way that I'm doing my cards. I need to figure something out. But the way I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the cards, and then I'm going to kind of go over them and tell you how I perceive them and how I feel like they make sense, and to the best of my ability. Okay. And I am channeling when I'm doing this. Like I said, I feel a little tired as soon as I start. I've been over here hot, and it's not hot in my house. So I have the spirit ball here, but they never play with that. So we're working on that. But all right, so I'm going to show you the cards now. And again, I've done MadeleineMccann before. There's a reading on that, but that was also live, so I'm not sure how accurate it is. However, the authorities did take my stuff because it's along the lines of what they thought. And there was information I got in that regarding their suspect that I didn't know, that wasn't made public, about areas that he had. So that's why I'm like, maybe it is accurate, because I didn't know that stuff. So, and they took it because it went along with the facts that they know. Like, we don't know what the police know, right? So, this is kind of confusing. Not gonna lie, very confused about this, but I'm just gonna do the best that I can to interpret it the way that I feel it's supposed to be interpreted. Not perfect, but I am learning. So I'm learning and growing as I'm doing these cards. Any type of tool is an extension of you. So it's just a tool, okay? Um, all right, so and so over there, I'll explain it. They're kind of not. They're in an order I know, but you guys wouldn't understand it. Eh, all right. And I will have a better way to do this as soon as I get my new camera. I'm sorry, I'm not technologically savvy. So hopefully I'm getting a new camera, and it's on sale, and hopefully I'll be able to show you the cards as I read them. I'm hoping. That's what we're hoping. Okay, so I do the best that I can. I've actually come a long way for those of you that followed me a really long time ago. All right, so I'm gonna start over here with the first. I'm gonna go in order in the way that I pulled them. So over here we have drugs, poison. So that could actually be the person was on some kind of medication as well. I can take it either way. I can take it as that had something to do. They were drugged in some way. So Madeleine could have been drugged in some way. The death card is next to that. Take that at face value. And then but interestingly here, and this is what's interesting to me, is that there's a knife here, okay, which I don't know if I saw that, or I don't remember what I got in my reading. Anyways, I might revisit that either with an Autowrite with my consultant, or do it with Lizzie. But so we have knives, we have trapped because she was trapped, she couldn't get out. We have kidnapped, so she was kidnapped and trapped, she couldn't leave. So that's why I'm like, it's probably not the parents, because they got the kidnapped card. I've never gotten it was the parents. I know a lot of people think so. It's unpopular opinion. I just go by what I get, and I could be wrong. I'm not perfect, but I got accident homicide. So the accident and the homicide are together. Like, maybe they kidnapped her, but they didn't mean to unalive her. And then we got stabbed and strangled. So then it's interesting because the knife came in. And I think in the reading I got a reference to my throat area. So that's what I got for that. So the who did it is what's confusing the hell out of me. All right. So we have military serial killer, affluent. So this could be that somebody that has a military background or um or is connected to somebody with some military background. Then we have serial killers, so done this before, the way that I take it, or has that sort of energy around it. Probably some sort of predator. We have the affluent card and the good guy next to each other. So it could be someone that may come that we know that they were affluent. So, it could be someone else that's sort of affluent, and they could come off as a good guy. Whenever I get the good guy card, I feel like it's saying, like, they come off as a good guy, like, it's someone you're not gonna expect. That's how I take the good guy card, and it seems to be coming out all the time. What throws me is the bloodline card, because I'm not taking this as any of because the way that the cards come out, it's not really pointing to the parents, because although there's the bloodline card, it could just be someone connected in some way to the bloodline, or I mean, you could take the bloodline card a few different ways, like, because the assassination card is next to the bloodline card. So it could be also, if you could take it, you could take it this way where um like it's in their bloodline, like, to be like this. Like, there might be, a lot of times things like this is I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like, how we have psychopaths and they have the brain thing. This could be something along those lines where it's like in the bloodline somehow. Assassination in the bloodline somehow. Because assassination card, the grandparent and the male is next. So this was a while ago. They could be a grandparent by now. And I could sometimes take the grandparent card as an older person. Like, so depending on how you take it, you could take it as an older person and it's a male. So because the grandparent card is next to the male. And we have hiding out and retired. So they could be retired if they're like an older they're gonna be older now, they're not gonna be younger anymore, depending. I mean, the guy that they have now, with the stuff that I got with him, I'm starting to wonder, because like I said, when I did that reading, I did get a lot of stuff that we didn't know about him that came out. So it's like, okay, well, why am I getting this? Because this is pointing to someone that's older and a parental figure, someone that's became a father or is a parental figure now. When that came out the other day, when I did Elizabeth's reading, it ended up being that he was a father, and he ended up, and it was next to the female, and it was that she ended up being married. So you could take it as that way too. It doesn't necessarily mean Madeleine's parental figure, because the way that it's coming across is there's also after that is reptilian. So again, snake in the grass. That's how I take the reptilian card. It comes in a lot with these bad people. So I take it as like snake in the grass. Again, goes kind of along with like the good guy. Like it's someone we wouldn't expect. Um, so it's kind of, I don't know. I'm kind of confused a little bit, but it's reptilian, stranger, spouse, partner. So this could be they were a stranger, depending on how you take that. Is this a stranger, spouse, partner, acquaintance, child? So they could have known or been an acquaintance to Madeleine. Um, the way that that comes across, but it's like somebody could have military in their background. They could have that serial killer kind of thing with them. Um, and again, the affluent. So affluent good guy, bloodline assassination. grandparent, male, hiding out / retired public or parental figure. So it could be that he's a dad and a grandfather now. Like he's moved on with his life because this was a while ago, which would point away from who they have in custody, which confuses me because there's information I got on him that I didn't know. Just about like his buildings and stuff, the one that they tore down and the one they were looking in and stuff, and that's why. So I might have to do another reading on this because I know also that the chat was kind of swaying me a little bit with that. That's why I don't do those readings anymore. Anyways, so this is basically pointing to, because it says stranger, spouse / partner, acquaintance, child. So maybe they were a stranger to the parents, but they were acquaintance to the child. Like the child knew who they were just from maybe seeing them or something, not necessarily, you know what I mean? Like she saw him before. I always get a reference to the hotel. When I did the reading, I kept seeing a guy working at the hotel looking at her. I kept getting that. I know a lot of people think the parents are involved. I'm sorry, I mean, you could read that this way if you wanted to, but the way that it comes across and the way that I've seen these cards fall before, it could just mean that it is a parental figure or a dad, not necessarily hers or somebody that's became a. So I take it as a grandparent male. They're older now. This was a while ago, but it said you got the stranger card here, so that means they're a stranger. You wouldn't have the stranger and acquaintance card if it was her parents. So, I mean, the way that the cards fell, it doesn't point towards the parents. It points towards someone that was a stranger, but maybe had seen Madeleine, and you know, has this serial killer energy to him. The bloodline card, I'm kind of confused about that. But again, it could be like the assassination or the way that they are is like in their bloodline. Or they could connect to the bloodline somehow. I don't know. I don't know if the parents like actually knew anybody in the area or if they only knew the people that they were there with. So it was military serial killer, affluent, good guy, bloodline assassination, grandparent male. So that tells me it's an older male now, hiding out, retired, parental figure, reptilian stranger to the spouse partner. So a snake in the grass stranger to, I mean, I guess. You could read it too. You could read it as the. I mean, you could read it as like a certain way to make it be. You could read it as their parental figure was a reptilian and a stranger towards their spouse or partner. But it says acquaintance to the child. I know there's a lot of, that's why I don't even know if I'm going to post this, but there's a lot of, I know that there's some evidence that points that way, and then there's some evidence that doesn't point that way. I've seen the psychologists say that they're telling the truth. I myself, I mean, it comes across like I feel someone was watching, and I always, when I first did that reading, I kept getting a reference to someone at the hotel watching that worked there. So we have for her area, outside, power supply, fire, desert, school. Then we have wooded area, home, private property. So probably whoever this is involved here lives there. And they're the private property, but the private property is by the beach, because now desert, when I take a desert card, it can just be sandy. It doesn't necessarily mean the desert. Just be a sandy area. Road, boat. So that kind of reminds me of like where they were at, like the beach and the boat. Outside, basement. Something could have happened in a basement. And then it says the body was dumped. There's also work location, public building, but the way I got the city card, but the way the city card comes in, you can read it as outside city because the outside card's in front of it. In nature, random area. So obviously I don't feel like she's in I don't feel like she's well, it depends on where the house is. This is coming across as it was somebody in that lives there because it has private property on it, or they have private property. I feel like super like out of it during this reading for some reason. And then we have so I'm gonna go over those again. Outside power supply, fire, desert, could be sand, school, wooded area, home, private property. Home and private property run in together. So that tells me it's the home of the person. Beach, road, boat, outside, basement, dumped, public building, city, and nature, random area. And it says it's by their work. So it makes me wonder if they were working at the hotel. I always get, like, I did get somebody watching her at the hotel. And I don't know. It came across in the reading like I'm watching her some folding towels, like at the pool or something. All right. That's one vision that keeps coming back to me. That I did get. So we have unseen danger, flight risk, corruption, manipulation, healing, blackmail, witness. There's a witness of some time. Someone's been blackmailed at some point. It doesn't necessarily, again, have to mean that it has to do with this case, but it's very possibility. Timeline issue, breakup, by gift, confession. The confession card came in twice, so it's interesting because so I get the gift card, then the confession. So we might get a gift where there's a confession at some point, but there's a struggle with them wanting to do that because I feel like there's an internal struggle because we have the struggle card, and then we have affair and protection. So they might be somebody that's kind of protected it, like I said, they might come off as a good guy, but you got power. I need to work this again. Power, abuse, neglect, and mental health. Like they got mental health issues. I mean, obviously, and premeditated. That tells me that's because I got it was premeditated. Like she was being watched. And they obviously have mental health issues, but it could be from abuse and neglect when they were younger because it comes in, the mental health comes in with the abuse neglect card. And I just wonder if they wanted to like keep her like, and something went wrong. I don't know because I kind of get like that feeling like they abducted her for like, I don't know. Obviously, I do get the feeling of being watched though. I don't know if I'm reading these cards right. I've never felt it was the family, so I can't say that. I'm probably the only one that says that, but I'm the only one that says a lot of different things. I was the only one in Idaho 4 that was saying it wasn't Jack. So, look how that turned out. All right, money involved, fingerprints, justice card, FBI, and confession. So here's another confession card and justice card. Somebody's going to confess eventually, I think. Maybe on their deathbed because according to this, they're older. And they're like a grandparent. And then we have these cards that say killer worked in the area. See, that can't be the parent. that goes with what I'm saying. Like, he either worked at the hotel or by the hotel and was watching, or like in the restaurant or something, because I always see like him folding towels and watching. He would have been younger then, but he's obviously probably older now. This was a while ago. But killer worked in the area. Killer will unalive again. That goes with the serial killer. So he probably is a serial killer type person. There was a motive for committing the crime, and it shows money. So, but that motive was probably more along the line of having a little girl if there's a serial killer. So that killer worked in the area goes along with the location cards, because it says the work location is coming in. I mean, I pulled the work location, that maybe the house is by the work. He worked in the area, according to this, which I keep feeling like he's local as I'm looking at these cards. And it could be that there was a breakup that kind of fueled something, because I get that as I'm looking at the breakup card. And there might be a witness that maybe doesn't realize. I mean, I think there's witnesses, but I don't know how good they are. But it comes across as like there's going to be a gift of a confession, because the gift card's next to the confession card. And then but he's struggling with it. But it's almost like I don't know if they ever checked like the people that worked at the hotel and stuff. Because as I'm talking to you guys, I keep seeing this guy at the hotel like look like watching and stuff. So he probably already has unalived again, because again, I think it's interesting that we have unalive again, and we have the serial killer card. And what are the odds of that? And we have the location of work, and then we have they worked in the area. I mean, these cards are validating these cards. So it's not the parents, not the way that this happens and plays off of those cards. And I got the stranger card in there. Yeah. I just think it's someone that like I keep seeing that. I keep seeing someone watching as I'm talking to you guys. So that wouldn't be but I know that there's like evidence that kind of goes against what I'm saying. I think from what I've heard, I don't know. I still haven't watched anything on it. I still don't know the details. I just know from what people have commented. So, all right. I guess that's it. I don't know if that helps. I feel like I confused myself more, but I'm getting more of the watching stalking type vibe, like that nasty energy around this guy. Like maybe it's not the first time he did it, and probably not the last time he did it. He might have left the area though, because he had the flight risk. I don't know. It's a long time ago. So, all right, thank you for your support for everything, and for going going all through this with me as I'm trying to figure it out. I appreciate you guys. I got exhausted off of this. I will see you next time as soon as I figure out how to get off of here. See you next time.